So, Wednesday is St. Valentine's Day. And that's the day that we celebrate St. Valentine, who is the patron saint of bees and the plague. I don't know why we celebrate him. You know what? Maybe we're not celebrating him. Maybe we're celebrating the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which Al Capone and his men killed 5 Irish mobsters and 2 civilians at 2122 North Clark Street in Lincoln Park, Chicago, Illinois, with a pair of M1928 Thompson submachine guns. Either way, we're celebrating death, so we're playing Plague Incorporated. So let's talk about Plague Incorporated. Plague Incorporated is a mobile game developed by the UK-based Endemic Creations company, which, to my knowledge, appears to only just be a few people, if not just one guy, and was released in 2012. The game sold 85 million copies, and was a runner-up for the IGN Game of the Year Awards, which means we finally found a decent mobile game, guys! And with every decent mobile game, it gets ported to consoles and PC. In this case, it was ported to Steam in 2016, and everyone just kind of stopped playing the iPhone version after that. Or maybe they do. I don't know. I stopped. We'll be looking at the Steam version today, and if it looks familiar, you might have played its spiritual precursor, the Pandemic games. More specifically, probably Pandemic 2. Pandemic 2 is a disease-based flash game that had you killing off the world much like this game, but the AI wasn't anywhere as good, there were fewer disease types, and the overall experience was a bit lacking. You know, being a flash game and all. Also, you really couldn't win this one because someone kept closing their bowl. Come on! Plague Incorporated Evolved begins with a very red title screen. And when you select the main game, you get to select the type of bug you'll be conquering the world with. At first, you only have access to bacteria, the Shadow Plague for some vampire-themed fun, and this very, very blatant Planet of the Apes thing. But let's just go ahead and select bacteria, and ooh, we get to name it. We gotta give it a funny name. Bees? Sure, we will, we'll roll with that. This name's gonna cause me a lot of trouble, won't it? And away we go. So, we need to select a country to start with, but this map is so small. Let me just zoom. Oh, the map is 3D in this one. That's neat. Let's start in the UK, because it just seems right to give Endemic a taste of their own medicine. I like starting the disease by focusing solely on transmission. Get people coughing, make it airborne, try to spread it all around that way. Doing this actually keeps suspicion off of me, which is important as the world governments will do everything they can to stop bees. Whatever your disease is. And before you know it, we got it spreading to Saudi Arabia. 10,000 people are infected with bees. 20,000, 30,000, and the UN is none the wiser. Oh, bees? We're just gonna call this one bees. No question mark. I'm sorry, Cards Against Humanity. No question mark, just bees. Oh, the bees is causing a rash now? Yeah, this happens every now and then, depending on your disease type. You just pick up symptoms. You can refund genetic mutations and other symptoms, which lets us keep bees under the radar as long as we need it. Which is exactly what I want, and you'll see what I mean in a moment. By the end of 2018, bees has finally detected in the UK. 66 million people are infected, just coughing it up. That's all. And they even say the disease is mostly harmless. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Oh, I didn't finish writing the script. I always forget the jokes. That's why I'm not funny, guys. Need to give him one more pass with the jokes. Get the clown to read it. And in the February of 2019, Bees Awareness Day is founded, hoping to make a cure for bees. You know, the sometimes I cough disease. So I'm playing the long game, and this is the problem with playing the long game. A very minor disease is suddenly literally going viral, and people want to stop it. I mean, I cough all the time. I'm an asthmatic. You don't see me blaming it on Cards Against Humanity meme and asking for a blue beaker full of God knows what to wash down the coughs. Maybe like a Halls or a oh, God. Oh, do I have bees? Oh, I might have bees. Send help. Get the blue beaker going. Oh, darn it, my disease is causing cysts now. Curse you, random mutations. Oh, and because it was causing cysts for like one day, the UK is already starting work on a cure. Darn it. Oh, we're gonna blame this on cysts. So, why play the long game? Well, I mean, just look at it. 6.5 billion people have bees, and we can almost start the second phase, which I like to call Operation Kill Everyone. I could have probably just called it Operation Omnicide. That's got the alliteration going for it. Yeah, kill everyone, that's fine. Because everyone's infected, we'll just, let's see, we'll grab immune suppression, a coma. Ah, yeah, bada bing, bada boom, total organ failure. Goodbye, humanity. I had fun, but you know like they say in Brooklyn, you're all dying, you're people, I'm just a bug that lives in the dirt and such. That's what they say in Brooklyn. Death comes so quickly that the world governments cannot cope, and everything collapses by the end of August 2020. And that's the long game. You just get everyone coughing until you can get to a point where nobody doesn't have it, and then bada bing, bada boom, total organ failure. Why does this work? Well, mostly we're just exploiting the game's mechanics. A dangerous disease will be spotted quickly, and a disease that isn't dangerous gets studied much later than a disease that is. I invest in antibiotic resistances to keep research slow. By the time that comas and organ failure are setting in, the cure can't be made quick enough. And within like 10-20 minutes, the game is over. Unless you play brutal difficulty, at which point your disease gets beaten to the ground. So, I don't know, just maybe play it how you want to play it. It's a strategy game, sure, but disease in real life they're not strategy masterminds. They don't sit in a big room with the giant maps in it and such. This isn't like, oh god, what film had the War Room? Was that just War Room? That might have just been War Room. Should do research on these things. And there's tons of disease types to play with, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. Viruses mutate quickly, but they're rather weak. Fungi can't travel far, but they're very hardy. The Murex worm can take over the world without killing everybody. Zombies exist, and biochemical weapons leaked from a secret lab, and there's so much more. What about the scenarios? Bring the Black Plague back. Bring smallpox back. Save Christmas. Every country's got an airport. Economic recession. Economic obsession. There's only 100,000 people left on the Earth. There's tons of variations here, and if this isn't enough, there's the Steam Workshop with even more. And heck, even if you just stick to bacteria, you'll get to see a ton of really neat things. Bring your disease to the Olympics to take it global very quickly. Make your disease cause insanity when the whole US is infected. Get the president to step down. A new president takes their place, threatens China with causing the world-ending plague, and they nuke China. Nothing left. Thousands of years of history, over 1 billion people, just gone. Gone forever. There's a ton of flexibility in this game, and that is just awesome. It just looks like a map and some stats screens, but there is legitimately awesome things here. My biggest issue with this game, other than when you're playing a real disease or not whatever the Christmas thing I said is, it's kind of creepy, but even the Christmas thing can get creepy if you think about it too much, is that the diseases really don't behave like real diseases. Every new mutation should be its own strain with its own patient zero, and it's got to get started in the new country and weave its way around the world once more. And to help in that matter, you could have like a trait that makes it so that you'll fall victim to this new strain quicker, and its more devious effects can set in faster. And that would kind of help kill the long game strategy. I'm not the only person to do this. Find anyone who's played Plague Incorporated, they usually do this. And it would help solve this strategy, as the new bug causing organ failure would be an offshoot of the coughing bug, which is so well researched that it gets stomped immediately. Apparently though, Endemic was ahead of me. They already explained that they had this in mind at one point and they built it, but it was just too complex and difficult for pretty much everybody. And it just made the game so much longer, and it was a mobile game, so they gutted it. I mean, I understand that one. I get it. They made the game more fun as opposed to more realistic, because fun is fun, and realism sometimes isn't fun. But even then, this is still a rather faithful depiction of how disease transmission works in real life, in a bit of a way, in a surface-level understanding. And the CDC even commented on and appreciates the game, claiming that billing it as a strategy title like this helps to raise public awareness of epidemiology, disease transmission, and disease and pandemic information. The game creates a compelling world that engages the public on serious health topics, and I find myself agreeing with them. Well, the game costs $15 on Steam. You can get the basic version of the game on mobile phones for just $1, with 3 new plagues and scenarios, running an additional $8.99 as a premium expansion if you want to help out Endemic. And I'd say under most circumstances, Plague Incorporated is still worth the money. It's at the very least definitely worth $1. This is a really in-depth and really, really cool game. Well, I hope this St. Valentine's Day special taught you something. Can we throw like a bee on screen here? And can we throw a Tommy gun here? There, we've covered all of our base. Actually, no. Why are we celebrating St. Valentine's Day? So, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, no, I'm doing this way better than how you're supposed to do it. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, I'd recommend subscribing. Patreon and social media links are in the description.